Once upon a time, in British India, there was a zamindar who wanted to do his bit to get rid of the British. He would supply money and weapons to the revolutionaries. Being a zamindar, his job was to collect money from the poor and hand it over to the British. In order to help her dad fake allegiance to the Queen, Sumitra learned to make English recipes. Eventually, she learned how to bake cakes and started baking for the officials. The cakes were a super hit. Most of the officials would visit the zamindar just to have a bite of Sumitra's cakes. The British officials bought the recipes and passed on to Sumitra. Whenever the British officials visited the zamindar, they would forget all about the collection of revenue and indulge in enjoying Sumitra's culinary, particularly her cakes. Sumitra then shared all her recipes and stories with Urmila, her daughter-in-law. Urmila had always been an excellent cook. She had learned all the secrets of the kitchen from her mom, and she never shied away from experimenting. She was determined to impress Sumitra with her culinary skills. One day, Sumitra was coming to visit her, and Urmila decided to bake cakes. She woke up even before dawn and started preparing the batter and added flour, sugar, butter, eggs and milk to the mixing bowl until it was smooth. When Urmila's husband woke up, he smiled and looked at her and said, "My parents are going to love this." Urmila finished baking the cakes using homemade cheese and powdered sugar. She spread the frosting over the cakes and decorated them with cherries and blueberries. Just as Urmila finished decorating the cakes, Sumitra arrived. Sumitra considered herself an expert in baking cakes. Appearance of the cakes impressed her a lot and she couldn't wait to test them. She took a bite and found the cake was moist, fluffy and delicious. Despite learning more than 100 recipes from the British, she found this recipe completely new. Urmila said that she experimented on her own for this recipe. From that day on, Sumitra became a fan of Urmila's baking. The legacy of cake baking passed on to Smita, who grew up watching her mom and grandmom baking cakes and now has opened Momentous Bakehouse. Message us on 895-664-3079 and self pick up your cakes from Hinjawadi Phase 3, Pune.